How's it going, guys? I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMovieScreens.com, and I got another movie to review for you guys, and that would be London Has Fallen. Now, listen, I have to confess something. Back in 2013, when I was 23, just a wee little lad, I saw that Olympus Has Fallen has come out, and it was also the same year as White House Down that came out. And I have to confess something. I didn't see either or, so going to this movie, I realized that I was going to be really short on character development and just story and stuff. I was going to be really behind, but you know what? Just forget about it. I figured I'd just jump into this one. Why not? So London Has Fallen. Coming from a guy that never saw the first one, I got to tell you, I had a lot of fun with it. It was pretty entertaining and ridiculous, but let's get real and break this down. Now, let's start with the directing and the writing. Now, let's start with the writing. Let's start with the story. Now, is the story like something, you would see at an Oscar race? No, it's not. All it is just, Gerard Butler saving the president from these terrorists. And that's all it is, just to get him home safely. It's a point A to a point B movie. There's nothing spectacular about it. Did I have a lot of fun watching it? Hell yeah, I did. Here are my, I guess, small little issues with it. I guess there's actually only one issue that kind of bothered me, and I don't do spoilers, so it had to do something with like a mole type of deal, like an undercover, perpetrator or whatever. Didn't feel like it was necessary. Like, honestly, if you just like take it out, it wouldn't really make a lick of difference to the story or whatever. It kind of like happened at the end, and it felt like it was tacked on. I was like, just get that out of here, whatever. And you know what's really interesting about this movie is that since we're like in this time of like, ISIS and terrorists and stuff, this movie focuses on drones a lot. And, drones are like a really tricky subject for me. If my name was Peter, I'd be a political Peter right now, but I'm not. So I'm not going to get too political with you guys, but I will say that drones they're tricky with me. They can be very helpful, but at the same time, if you kill a bunch of civilians and you miss your targets, like you killed a bunch of random people. And, the movie starts out with it, it ends with it. So it's kind of interesting how the director plays on the drone culture and what we've, kind of gotten ourselves into, because we do find people with drones and we can attack them from the air, and it's very resourceful. But at the same time, if we get a tip and it's a wrong building or something, then we're going to bomb random civilians, and that's not going to look good on us. This movie kind of plays around with that. It's a cautionary tale for drone strikes that are handled poorly, and it's also a movie to where if ISIS does come, we're gonna kick their ass, basically. So in that regard, I do find it very satisfying and entertaining. And there was definitely some yuppies in the audience. You can tell that they they're gonna vote for Donald Trump, but they were clapping every time when someone wielded a gun. It was pretty fantastic. But like I said, I do like the fact that the director kind of honed in on the whole like drone culture and stuff, and how tricky it is walking that thin line and stuff. Even the message at the very end, it's like I said, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's kind of like, yeah, I get where they're coming from. You got to do what you got to do, but at the same time, just be smart about it. That's all I ask for. So that's all my political statements out of the way. But as far as the movie goes, I think the story, point A to point B, it's entertaining. You'll love it. And like I said, it does raise questions on what we should do with drones if that may come to it. So yeah, the directing, Ryan, I think is it's solid for this type of movie. There's really nothing more you can say about it. These characters are not supposed to be the most in-depth thespians ever. And we're not supposed to just explore these characters and be like, oh my god, that guy had such a dark past. No, it's fun entertainment of a security. Someone in the Secret Service, protecting the president. So if we get into the acting, I gotta say, not having seen the first one, I like the chemistry between Gerard Butler and Aaron Eckhart. I thought that was really well done. And of course, Morgan freaking Freeman. Are you kidding me? Like, even if he's putting like the worst movie ever or a movie that looks terrible, like a Dolphin Tale movie, he's probably gonna be the best part about it. It's Morgan Freeman. He's not in it enough. That's my complaint about it. But as far as Aaron Eckhart and Gerard Butler go, listen, I think Gerard Butler, he's not had a good film career. He just hasn't. He's had some hits like 300 and like The Ugly Truth, and I think these movies suit him best when he's just in like ridiculous fun action movies. I think that's where he can strive the most. Like, he had a lot of witty one-liners and stuff, and that's how a Secret Serviceman would act You know, like he's in this like hellish situation, and you know he's spouting off one-liners. That's just the way he is because he's there to do one job, protect the president. It's just great that like he doesn't let pressure get on him, you know. So I really do. I know I'm getting really deep into his character, but he's fun. He's fun to watch, and he can perform action scenes just like, you know, a Tom Cruise or like a Jason Statham or heck, even Dwayne Johnson. Like he's just that good. And as far as acting goes, they're serviceable. They're not like, you know, oh, we should dive in deep into I don't know what that was, but we should dive in deep to these characters. No, it's fun. It's you want to see them succeed and get to the end, and if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. I don't know. I don't spoil stuff. So, any cons with the acting? You know, they focus a lot on like the British intelligence area or whatever. You know, those characters are kind of, I'm not gonna say pointless, but you know, they're not like, I don't know. I didn't feel like that part was really as necessary as the rest of the movie. But you know, it had to be there because, you know, movie and the plot. As far as the other actors, it's fine. It's whatever. It's basically a Die Hard movie on the streets. Cinematography wise, I was really impressed. I really like the way it was shot in terms of when you're on the streets or in the tunnels or in you know, the car or whatever. It was just it felt really intense and really gritty. And there's one take scene. I love when directors are just like, all right, we're going to do a one shot. And I was like, yes, here it is. Cause it didn't cut. It was in the streets. Gerard Butler was taking out like 100 dudes at once. And he was flipping behind building walls and stuff. As bullets were flying, the camera would be on one thing. When it would explode, it would whip around to the other thing. It was great. That grabs you by the throat, and it's intense, and you're just like, oh man, this is fun. This is good stuff. So I really appreciate that one shot. It was very delicious, especially from someone that loves the one shot. And all the action scenes were very well done. I was in my seats, like just on the edge. I was like, oh yeah, let's get it going. Let's shoot some more guns. So I did like the way it was filmed. It's a very well looking movie. There's nothing bad about it. Yeah, I really can't. Like, there was a couple shots where I was like, oh, wow, someone lit that properly, and they tried. So congratulations, cinematographer. You tried. As far as editing goes, it's about an hour and 40 minutes. I think it flies by. That's the thing about this movie. I never saw the first one, so I had no idea what to expect. But the pace and the rhythm and the cadence of this movie is very kinetic, and it keeps you on your toes the entire time. The action fuels the story, and it fuels you to that finish line. And I think it's entertaining from start to finish. Despite some of the issues, I was just like, yeah, whatever. But I didn't feel there was any slow parts. This is a non-stop action ride. And if the first one's anything like this, I cannot wait to see the first one. Special effects-wise, hey, listen, it's not a big blockbuster. But there's a few explosion scenes that looked a little 1995 for me. But you know what? It kind of goes in with the tone of the story in the movie, because I hear Olympus Has Fallen is like a throwback to like 90s action movies, you know, the over-the-top, ridiculous, fun nature of them. So in that regard, it actually works. So, yeah, you know, some of the explosions, I was like, you know, it's whatever. But for the most part, I thought the action, the blood shots, the violence in general, from special effects-wise, were really well handled. So overall, guys, is this movie going to win any Oscars? No, it's not. But it's entertaining enough to where I think you should go see it, because it's an hour and a half if you want to go kill. An hour and a half if you're a fan of the first one. I think you like the second one. If you're just like me that didn't see the first one and you just want to kind of hop in there and just kind of go for it, I'd say go for it. It was entertaining to me. And, you know, the ridiculous fun nature of it, I got to tell you, there's some stuff that didn't make any sense. Some of the stuff that was just like, you know, America, F yeah. But you know what? I had a blast, and that's why I gotta give this movie a B+. I listen. Is this something I'm gonna go see again? No, but I am curious to see the first one, because if I get bored one night and it's still on Netflix, I will watch Olympus Has Fallen. So yeah, London Has Fallen kind of surprised me, even though there were some dumb parts in there. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna turn my brain off, because that's what happened, and I enjoyed myself. So I got to ask you guys, have you seen London Has Fallen, or have you heard of it? You looking forward to it? Did you like the first one? You looking forward to this one? You not want to see it? You think Gerard Butler's done with his film career? I think he's got a little bit more left. So that is my thoughts on London Has Fallen. And like I said, comment down below what you what you guys thought. So I'm Chase Lee reporting for DallasMovieScreens.com, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. If they do a third one, they can't do a third one. There's no freaking way, okay? Just stop taking the president out into dangerous situations, okay? Just learn your lesson, movie. If they do a trilogy, I'd still see it. Okay, I'll see you guys later.